Hi, I'm Steven,
And I'm Steve.
and this is Cherry Knoll Whiskey Reviews. Today, we're kind of at the end of the line as far as Wild Turkey bourbons go.
I'm looking at a real big fancy box over there.
So, we're going to end Wild Turkey bourbons with the Master's Keep, which is technically a burr rye.
Yeah.
So,
Built on a mistake.
built on a mistake. So, you get this really neat, fancy box that's got a little magnet to it, which is kind of nice.
I'm a sucker for packaging. I think
Yeah.
I've said that before.
I think we have.
If a whiskey
But-
has good packaging, I'm all in.
A nice bottle, a little bit different than the rest.
The turkey on there.
So there's lots to read. So if you want to start reading that,
A
Just,
magnificent
show off the bottle
marriage
a little
of 13-year-old bourbon, and it now the box says 13-year-old bourbon,
Yes.
but the website says 12-year-old bourbon.
no, it says 13 as well.
I don't think so.
Yep.
I don't know. Gonna have to fact check that. An 8 and 9-year-old rye finished for a secondary maturation period in rye casks. The palate starts with a luscious combination of caramel, fruit, and sweet oak before transitioning to notes of black pepper and warm baking spice on the finish. Batch number 1.
Yeah, so I don't know if they came out with multiple batches in 2022 for the Unforgotten Master's Keep, but if they did, this is batch number 1.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. Very cool. I'm
Ready to
excited
get into it?
this. I'm very excited for this.
Got kind of a neat top.
Yeah.
It's got like a little bit of
A little
copper.
copper on there.
heavy too.
Ooh, wow. You really pay for that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So this is 105 proof,
A little higher than the others.
right? So it's a little bit higher than the 101 and the
Top is
Kentucky
nice.
Spirit, but lower proof than the Rare Breed.
Unforgotten. What does that mean?
So each one of their Master's Keeps gets a name. So
Okay.
the first Master's Keep was first. And then they've had, I think the one before this was Unforsaken. And now Unforgotten.
And the Master's Keep is something different every
year.
time, right?
Yeah,
It could be
once a
it could
year,
be anything.
They come out with something special. And this is 2022's special
Gotcha.
Wild Turkey.
When did that come out? End of the year kind of thing?
Kind of middle of the year, end to middle of the year.
Okay.
Like early fall, late summer, I think.
Gotcha.
So the fruitiest Wild Turkey
Yeah.
we've had so far.
Very fruity.
Dark fruits, fig date type thing.
I get more of like an apple, like a really fresh red apple.
Yeah, on the front, it's like a fresh apple dipped in caramel for me.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
it starts to get into the darker
Like candy
fruits.
apple. Yeah. That smells
Ends
great.
with a little bit of vanilla, maybe.
Little bit maybe.
Like the very tail end is like vanilla extract.
Mm-hmm.
Very slight oak, but not a ton.
Yeah.
Considering that there's a 13-year-old bourbon in there, you'd think there'd be
There's about this much of a 13-year-old
maybe.
bourbon in there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm ready.
Ready? A lot of rye influence.
I was gonna say it's definitely rye heavy.
Yeah, it's got like a fruit flavor along with a black pepper, oak.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of like this is the actually no, I've said a whiskey tastes like an airplane once. So this is not the weirdest thing I've said a whiskey tastes like, but it tastes like one of those like I forget what they're called, but it's like that salad with like apples, walnuts, olives, and stuff like that. Just like really weird stuff in a salad. That's what this reminds me. Because I'm getting that. I'm getting the apple. I'm getting the pepperiness.
Yeah, you get a little bit of the sweet, bright fruit, but that gives way pretty quick to that peppery oak.
Yeah.
And a little bit of caramel maybe. A little bit, maybe dried fruit and nuts at the end. Thinking about that salad, like you know how sometimes you can get like the dried cherries and cranberries, in like raisin form.
Yep.
In your salads, and then you got that like walnut,
or like one of those little pouches of trail mix or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of got that at the very tail end.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to kind of finish in.
Do we actually know the mixture of rye versus bourbon?
The percentage?
Or do we not
I don't
know
think
that?
they said.
I have a feeling it's very strong rye.
Heavy on the rye end. Well, it is finished in rye casks.
Yeah, it's got that going too.
So that kind of adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was born in 2010 with, like you said, a accidental mixture. I do not see any percentages, and I did not see any when I did some brief research online.
I'm just curious. They probably don't know exactly what specifically is. I'd imagine that.
I'm sure they've got a exact formula.
Okay.
But I think with it being finished in rye casks is what kind of tips the scale.
Yeah.
Like even if they did a 50-50 bourbon to rye, finishing it in rye,
that would do quite a bit.
Tips the scale.
Yeah.
I really like the nose on it though.
I do too. I'm trying so hard to figure out if I like how it tastes or not. The nose is very pleasant. It smells great.
I think the more I get into it, the more the fruit flavor kind of comes to the top. Kind of letting it open up maybe is helping.
I'd wanna pour a lot and sip it throughout a night.
Right.
And just kind of hang out with it.
And full glass and kind of work through it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because it's as special as it is,
right.
I would want to give it
more
the time
than just the 10-15 minutes
whatever,
of the video
whatever we take. Yeah. But I like it. I mean, the smell is great. I think I was probably expecting to be blown away at first sip, and I wasn't. So it's just kind of like do I actually like this?
I mean, have you been blown away by any whiskey so far?
I feel like I must have. Blanton's.
On that first blind, I think you're like, ooh, this is really good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
Blanton's and the Elmer. Yeah. Both of them I would consider myself blown away by.
So the very sweet bourbons.
Yes.
You're leaning towards that end.
Which I always do. If I'm drinking whiskey, it's got to be sweet.
Well,
for me to
some of the scotches
it.
You like are briny.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. And smoky. All right, maybe not then.
So maybe it's just spice. You don't like too much spice. in
That's
your
probably what
whiskey.
it is. Yeah.
Because I don't think we've had a Buffalo Trace product that was spicy.
We got to try the rye. We got to try Sazerac.
Right? Yeah.
And see
We've got one.
see how that's going. Yeah. See it back there.
So as it opens up, it's getting more of a floral fruit to it for me.
Let me smell yours. You have a little more in there.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Yours, I have a tiny little, like, not even a sip left, but
yeah, that
it smells
doesn't do it justice.
totally different.
This
but-
as it starts to open up, it's really the warm kind of fruity
Yeah.
smell is
Yeah.
really starting to ramp up.
Yeah. That
So-
that was pleasant.
We may have to revisit this one later down the road
I agree.
and just let it kind of sit and open up for a half hour and then maybe start to sip it before we start to shoot.
Once we're in your house, because it's cold out here.
Yeah. So by next year.
Yes.
So maybe when we're comparing 2023 or 2024's Master Keep,
That would be cool.
we'll bring this one back.
Yep. Any last second tasting notes? Got a little bit of like a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of a chocolate cinnamon.
A little,
Like
yeah.
have you ever had a Mexican hot chocolate?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know how it's got that like
little
cinnamon
spiciness to it.
and-
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that at the tail end now as it starts opening up.
Yeah. I did not expect to get chocolate out of that. That was pleasant.
Well, we'll have to come back later down the road and definitely give this one a second look.
Give it the time that it deserves.
Right.
Yes.
But with that being said, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.